welcome to the second semester for this academic year 2020 and 2021. Now we are in the second semester and we are in the first week for our new semester. So it's very good to see everybody back again. You have finished your first semester. The third semester, and then now you're in the fourth semester and you're now having English 4. And as you can see, the material for English 4 for this semester will be mostly about related to a journal article writing. So at the end of this semester, you'll be able to write down a mini research article based on the topic of your final project. Okay, so that will be something that you will do later as the final project for English 4. For this video, what I'm going to present to you will be I'm going to talk about the general subject details, and I'm going to talk about the topic for week 1, which is about parts of an academic articles. So first of all, I'm going to tell you about the general subject details. So as you can see over here, our subject name is English 4 with the course code is KU32201, and the focus skills for this semester will be mostly about reading, writing and speaking, which is in form of presentation. So as I mentioned to you earlier in the beginning of my presentation, what you will do later at the end of this semester for this course is you're going to present a mini research about your final project. Okay, so what I want you to do later, so as we are going through these semesters, we're going to see how an article is constructed, and then how you help to understand the content of journal articles, and then at the end later you will be able to do some writing of the journal article and present it. Okay, so it's basically the whole idea of this semester's course. So as you can see here in the assessment, it is not much different from last semester. There are 4 elements that I'm going to assess for this semester. So there will be discussion forum, and there will be 2 assignments, and there will be 1 midterm exam and 1 final exam. And numbers of the percentage will be 10% for the discussion forum, 25% for the assignments, and midterm exam and final will be each 30 and 35%. Okay. So as I've mentioned to you, for this semester, as your target will be able to do some writing. So in order to do some writing, I'm going to give you plenty of readings. Therefore, what I want you to do before the class, I want you to read the materials. So it is very necessary for each student to be to read the materials beforehand, especially the articles that we are going to discuss later in our practicum session. Yeah, and then after that, I want you to discuss the reading with your group discussion. As you know, you have a group later on to work on your assignments and to work on your final project. So you will be later have a mini discussion with your friends in the group, and then after that inform in the class what you have read and what you have discussed in your group. So now we'll be talking about an academic writing. So what is actually an academic writing? So academic writing is a quite formal, objective and technical writing, and it is impersonal and objective by avoiding direct reference to people or feelings, instead emphasizing the object, facts and ideas. It is very technical in terms of the language because it's using language or vocabularies very specifically to the discipline. So like, for example, you are an IT student or you're a computer engineering, computer technology student, then the vocabularies built upon your academic writing will be dealing much more about in relation to your subject or your discipline. And different disciplines also have different styles and structures of writing. Let's say, for example, for humanities, we are expected to have longer paragraphs, more description, and however, for other disciplines, for example, in the sciences, most likely it is expected that the academic writing is in a short paragraph and which are denser in factual information. So for the types of academic writing, there are 4 types over here that I can share to you. The first one is descriptive, analytical, persuasive, and critical. So what are these academic writing types? Let's discuss it one by one. As for this descriptive, this is actually the simplest type of academic writing. An example would be a summary of an article or a report of the result of an experiment. So you're actually describing something that is already there. While for analytical academic writing, it includes the descriptive, but it also requires you to reorganize the facts into categories, groups, parts, or types of relationships. While for persuasive writing, it has all of the features of an analytical writing, but with the addition of your own point of view. So you see the development between the descriptive and then the analytical and into persuasive. So if it is descriptive, it is only basically telling you how to summarize, but then if it is analytical, you're asked to group it, and persuasive, you add your own point of view. And for the critical writing, it is most likely aim for postgraduate and advanced undergraduate students. Okay, so it has all the features of persuasive. However, it is also demanding you to consider at least 2 points of view, including your own. So you're like taking point of view from experts from one particular field, and then take another point of view from other experts. Okay, so that's a critical types of academic writing. So just a quick practice for you. I have here some text. What I want you to do, have a look at this text. I provided the slide in our campus information system, so I'll just show you very quickly, but you can always see it in our test on our slide. Okay, after you decided, now we will go to the topic of journal articles and how they are structured. So as you already now figure out what is a journal article, then I reckon, and we are now in the time of investigating or finding out what is the structure of a journal articles. So obviously when it comes to an article, there should be title, and title tells you what the article is about. Some journals demands you to have only like 15-word titles for your articles, yeah. And then for the author and institutions, you mention who is the writer, and then who the writers are, and then and the institution, whether they're actually working for an institution, educational institution, or is it a research institution. And then it also has an abstract. What is actually an abstract? Abstract is a short summary which will often include the why the study was conducted, the methods, and the results or the findings. And then of course there should be an introduction, like telling the readers what's the context and the background information about the topic, the details of other research, and the objective of this research basically. And then of course you need to tell about the methods of the research, whether it is using qualitative, quantitative, or a mixed method. And then at this point you need to tell about the result and discussions of your research. Okay, so when you're presenting your data, you can present it in a form of graphs, equations, tables, and etc. However, some journal articles have a different way of informing the result and discussion. Some of them say the findings as the heading for the result and discussion. Some of them are actually dividing the result section and the discussion section. So it doesn't really matter for this division, for this difference. All you need to do is you need to have a result and discussion of the result in your paper. For the format, it really depends on the publisher where you want to publish your paper. If then they ask you to make a difference, make a separation between the result and discussion, it is going to be quite easy because you already have the two parts. It's just you combine both in one section. So for this publisher, you need to combine it together, then you combine it, and for some other publishers, they ask you to make a separation between this result and discussion, or sometimes they call it findings. So it really depends on the publishers. So now, for the last parts of an article, we have conclusion and bibliography, or sometimes we will call it reference. So what is actually in the conclusion part? So it basically conclude the whole article and reinform the objectives of the research and how the findings contributes to the knowledge. And then it actually tells you a little bit of so what is happening now and now what. After you done this, what else can you do after this? Yeah, so that is in the conclusion part. And for the bibliography, so it's basically telling the readers all of the references that is used in order to construct this journal articles or this academic writing. Yeah, so that is basically the whole parts of a journal article. But again, some publishers, I would say, have different way of what do you call it? Yeah, types of presenting their ideas. Some says their findings instead of saying the results and discussion. Some also have part of literature review and etc. So again, this is actually just the basic form of an article. However, each publishers have their own policies or types of formats of their journal articles. So, in summary, what you need to have for a journal article is you need to have a title, you need to have author and institution information, the abstract, introduction, the method, the results and discussion, the conclusion, and also the bibliography. So, that will bring me to the end of my video, everyone. So for this week, what you need to do is I want you to check the discussion forum, and also I want you to check our syllabus, our RPS, our teaching plan for this semester, and if it is possible, have a look at the reference and find the book if it is available online, because I'm actually taking it from our library. So please check if the book actually is available online or not. Yeah, so that's for this week's activity, everyone. So for next week video, what I'm going to tell you is the information on how to write down a summary of a journal article, because today you have been learning about the format of a journal articles, the type of a journal article. Then next week we will be starting to write down a summary of a journal article. Okay, so that will bring me to the end of my video. I will see you in the practicum session, and it's good to see you back again in this new semester. And here is my reference for this week's material. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you in the practicum session. Goodbye.